I am interested in the politics of the moment because you've got several Republicans in the Senate. I think you've got Bill Cassidy, you've got Lindsey Graham, a couple of others who are interested in this border carbon adjustments. And the Republican Party traditionally has been more of the free trade party, break down some of those barriers and tariffs to trade. Although I would say the script was flipped a little bit during the Trump administration.
You think?
Yeah, just a little bit. But so I'm wondering, how you're getting Republican support for this, because some might say that this sounds a little protectionist.
Yeah, another great question. So the really intriguing thing about this policy approach is that you can come to it purely with a climate interest, and we've seen that, and find really effective policy to reduce global emissions. You didn't mention it, but on the Democratic side of the aisle, Sheldon Whitehouse, who's often thought of as the biggest climate hawk in the Senate, has endorsed this sort of an approach. Senator Coons from Delaware, a number of others. Or on the other end of the spectrum, you could come to this with an interest purely in US economic interests, purely in our geopolitical standing, and find a policy that's going to deliver a massive benefit to the US economy because of this carbon advantage, because of our efficiency advantage over the rest of the world. So that's the entry point. And I guess I should say that's the entry points. And it's been different for Democrats and Republicans. And by the way, the senators who are working on this on both sides of the aisle, they all care about climate and they all care about the economy. They probably weight those a little differently. I would say the Republicans working on it are a little bit more focused on the economic impact. So that's sort of point one. The second thing I would note on the trade part of it is, to Tori's point, in thinking through this issue in a thoughtful manner, a traditional tariff is arbitrary in some ways, right? It's an arbitrary, in a sense, percentage on goods. And if you are an exporter to the country, to the US, you have no choice but to pay that tariff rate. This is an environmental performance standard, what we're talking about. This is a fee that's based on that's applied based on your environmental performance. So every manufacturer who wants to serve the US market has the opportunity to pay $0 simply by reducing their emissions. So while it shares some characteristics with a traditional tariff, at the end of the day, this is performance-based and actually, by its nature, a free market approach, right? This is capitalism. This is competition for lower pollution.